New Zealand and Vietnam have upgraded their relationship. That's according to an announcement from the country's leaders as New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher Luxon visits Vietnam's capital, Hanoi. Luxon says the relationship will not only emphasize trade, but also defense.
We are building on our existing ties through high-level defence visits, port calls and strategic dialogues. And one of the things that we have discussed is the possibility of having a Royal New Zealand Navy vessel visit Vietnam later on this year.
The announcement comes just days after China carried out live-fire military exercises in the Tasman Sea between New Zealand and Australia, both of which say came with little notice and forced airlines to change the paths of at least 49 commercial flights. And Vietnam has its own security concerns about its neighbor China, including territorial disputes in the South China Sea. They're all part of growing concerns about China's continued military activity in the Asia-Pacific. And those concerns were on display in Beijing as New Zealand Foreign Minister Winston Peters met with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi. Peters says he raised the issue of the recent military drills near his country, calling it a failure in the special bilateral relationship.
Well, we placed it in the context of, look, we've had this special relationship, which was first begun in 2008 and expanded upon. We're in our second decade of this arrangement, and this is a failure in it at this time, and we'd like to have it corrected into the future.
What exactly is the failure?
The failure to give us adequate notice.
But China says its exercises were carried out in accordance with international law.
演训活动始终保持安全、规范和专业的操作，符合有关国际法和国际实践。
Australia and New Zealand say the issue was the lack of notice and rising frequency of military drills, not the law itself. Last September, China conducted missile tests near the Pacific island nation of French Polynesia. Meanwhile, Australia and New Zealand have been increasing defense partnerships with allies like the United States, the UK, Japan, and now Vietnam. As China keeps ramping up its military and diplomatic activities in the region, countries like New Zealand may seek out further military partnerships in an uncertain time. Joseph Wu and Chris Gorin for TaiwanPlus.